All right. Well, we're back to trying another week at this. I hope things are going well for you during this lockdown, social distancing. I'm going to try things a little bit differently this week. I might do about a 10, 12-minute video. I'll get that uploaded tonight because, once again, I live in a rural area. Internet's rather slow, but I'm enjoying this, and we want to just keep moving on through the material. And so that's going to be the game plan. And I'll send out 2 to 3 videos, maybe 12 minutes each. I'll try to do that. It just makes it easier to get things uploaded and so on. And of course, everybody's using the internet. So I mean that doesn't help everything. Everybody's online right now. Now we left off last week talking about the debt snowball. We wrapped up a few things on debt. I just want to mention a couple things on page 90 that have to do with the credit score. Now I want you to keep something in mind. When you get out of high school, go to college, if you pay cash for your car, you don't have a credit card, you're using a debit card, when you get out of college, you're not going to have a credit score. Now, I mean, you may have one, but might be 400 points or who knows. I mean, you're really not in the system because you haven't used debt, so there's really nothing to score you on. And we have talked a little bit because then people freak out like, oh, I won't be able to buy anything, I won't be able to rent, I can't do anything without credit. And that's a myth. Now we talked about that, and once again, you get a job, and then listen, I don't think if you go to your employer and they check your credit score, but they realize you have paid cash for your vehicle, they realize that you have used a debit card, that you're not a fan of credit cards, they're going to assume you're a fairly responsible individual. I mean, it's not the end of the world. So I just want you to keep that in mind. Because a lot of times, we go, man, I got to get my credit score. I got to have it. No, no, you don't. So, on page 90, what your credit score really measures, because people want to take out their credit score, the FICO that we mentioned last time, FICO score, it's an I love debt score. So, I mean, if you don't love debt and you don't have debt, then you're not going to have much of a score. I just want to go back, reiterate that a little bit because that's just it's going to come up. All right. Now, on page 92, it talks about the credit bureaus, and right now there are 3 places that track credit cards, like TransUnion, Experian, and the other one slips my mind right now. Doesn't really matter. So it's like if you were to try to go get a loan tomorrow, the bank you go to, they would probably use one of the 3. So anyway, all right. We're not too worried about that right now. Oh, and the other one would be Equifax. Okay, I see that in there. All right, so there it is, and then they just track your credit score. And when you use your card, you make your payments. I mean, they keep track of all that stuff. All right, so let's talk a little bit about identity theft because it's a fast-growing white-collar crime in America. And now that people are home during this virus thing, it's kind of picking up at home because now so many people are online. So once again, I mean, it's out there. It's a reality. Perhaps you've heard that people may have hacked into Target or one of these companies and gotten information. So I mean, it is possible. I mean, I've had card numbers stolen in my lifetime. I've had to get new cards. I mean, you call, you have to. I mean, you call and say, "Hey, did you make this charge?" No, I didn't make that charge. Then you need to cut your card out. We will send you a new one right away. I mean, you have to. It happens. So there are some warning signs there that maybe your identity has been stolen. My daughter was in Denmark, I believe, several years ago, and people were taking cash out of her account. All right, her banking account. Well, what do you do when you're overseas? Anyway, I won't get into all that. Another story, but you want to do. It says when checks disappear from your checkbook or cash. I mean, there's a lot of different things. So you just want to stay on top of that. That's all. And then what do you do if you think you're a victim? Well, you can get a copy of the credit report and you can look for any suspicious activity. All right. Now, another thing you can do is place a fraud victim alert on your credit bureau report. Stays there for 90 days without a police report. Okay. Now, of course, if your purse or wallet is stolen, you've got to cancel the cards right away. And I was talking with somebody recently, and a friend of mine, his daughter works up in the D.C. area, Northern Virginia. She's helped managing a conference. They put all their valuables, purses, etc., in this room. Assume it's going to be a safe place. Well, some white collar guy. What I mean is, guy comes in, suit and tie, looks the role, plays the part, and he gets into that room and he takes her purse, all right, or her wallet, and here's the she even had her social security card in her wallet. Now, don't do that. Don't carry your social security card with you. So she lost her social security card, her driver's license, and her credit card. So, I mean, it's terrible. But in your lifetime, you may do something or lose something at one point. Fortunately, I was at a ACC basketball tournament in Tampa several years ago, and I don't know why or how, but somehow I left my wallet somewhere. Well, thankfully, the establishment had it when I went there after the game, and I really don't remember how we don't remember. It's lost. I couldn't even give the details. It happens. We make mistakes. All right, so you just want to be careful of that. All right, then you may need to file a police report and keep a copy of the report for your personal records. All right, but you just got to stay on top of everything and make sure all of your charges are fine. You don't want any suspicious activity on your account. I mean, you ought to check it every now and then. And of course, in this day and age with cell phones, you got apps, your bank's on there. You can just go to there and check on a regular time. I know there are apps like mint.com, and they will alert you to stuff. I mean, there are a variety of things out there, and they'll alert you if there's something suspicious. I mean, you have to understand. I mean, the way it is now, I mean, if there's a purchase that's out of the ordinary, I mean, that raises a red flag with a lot of companies. All right, so they may contact you. They might decline your card. It could be you using the card, but it's unusual. So they deny it. And then you have to call and they'll say, well, did you make a recent purchase and could you tell me the amount? You say, yes, that was me. I was in Lowe's. It was about 17. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, your card's now good to go. We've reactivated it. I mean, it's just, but let's be thankful that, that they're taking this stuff seriously, and they're, they got all the systems in place, electronics, all that, and so on. All right. But remember, it's a theft, and you owe nothing and should pay nothing. So when you swipe your card, and I always say, use your debit card as a credit card. I mean, you're just not liable for this stuff. All right. Okay. Just want you to keep track. Then you want to contact the Fraud Victim Division of the three main credit reporting companies and furnish documentation. All right. And then you're going to have to be persistent. It'll take some time, and now you have a new hobby because you got to clean everything up. And I know we're working through the Dave Ramsey material, and I know that for his employees, he pays the insurance for the identity theft. I mean, he because it's that important. All right, so let's keep that in mind. Okay. Once again, there's a few things down here. I mean, you can shred stuff. I mean, you just got to be careful what you throw away in the trash. You don't want number. I mean, we just got to be extra careful, a little more vigilant in this day and age. All right, you want to protect your social security number. Be careful who you give it out to, and that sort of thing. Because once again, I mean, crooks they're good at this kind of stuff. So we want to take stuff seriously and protect these things because we just don't want to get in a bind with this stuff. It's just not fun. It's not fun at all. All right. Then we have some consumer credit laws and all that, and accuracy and privacy and fairness. So, so you can read that on the chapter summary. We got the big ideas about getting out of debt, pay cash for your car, and we learned about the FICO scores and I love debt. Now, On page 97, we talked about some credit myths and some credit truths, and there is room there for you to write down the five that were the most surprising or the most helpful for you. All right, so write that down. Now here's what I want to do. I'm going to close this video out, but I want you to work ahead on 98 and 99 and see if you can work through the matching. There is an illustration box, there's multiple choice, and there is short answers. Okay, so I want you to work through that, and then when I start the next video, we'll run through this. Okay, sounds like a plan. All right, so we'll do that. So let me let you go, and I'll get this thing uploaded. Of course, you know all that because you're going to get this on Monday, and then you'll know what took place. All right, so I'll send the next one out soon.